When I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, and I acted like a child. But now that I've grown, I'm ready to put away the childish stuff and get into the main deal of the business. Now, this is St. Paul talking to the people of Corinthians in 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11. Paul continued here in 1 Corinthians 3, verse 2. Say, brethren, I have a lot to tell you, but I'm withheld, I'm constraining myself. Why? Because you are not spiritually ready to accept the deep teachings, or should I say the hard truths. So Paul told them, I have fed you. St. Paul is speaking now. He said to the Corinthians, I have fed you with milk and not with meat. I've been pampering you, teaching you the basic concepts in God's word, things that you want to hear. These are things that you want to hear. But now you need to eat the flesh. It's time for you to start eating meat. It's time for you to start eating bone. At this point, get ready to hear the hard truths in God's word. Get ready to hear deep things about God. Get ready to take decision of whom you want to follow. Spiritual growth. This is a point in your life, in your Christian journey, where you make decision. This is a point in your Christian journey where you take responsibility. This is a point in your Christian journey where the eyes of your understanding are open so that you know what the hope of His calling is for you as a saint. This is where your minds are renewed. This is where you begin to go through your wilderness experience. This is where God begins to call you, groom you, work on you so that He can send you out there without any doubt. It is a stage of growth where you begin to outgrow this is where you begin to live above the worldly concept. This is where you begin to live above what the world is saying. But what is spiritual maturity? When somebody says spiritual maturity is seen in your level of submission. So we see that you are spiritually matured when we have seen that yes, you understand the concept of submission. Spiritual maturity is seen when you give holistically everything about yourself to God. We measure your level of spiritual maturity based on how much dependent you are on God. Spiritual maturity, this is a point in your life where you learn to protect the interest of God. When everything about you is, what will people say about me? In fact, what will people say about God when I act like this? What will people think about God when I do these things? Oh, how will people see God? How will people see God in me if I act like this, if I think like this, if I speak like this? What will people talk about? What will people think about God? That is maturity, where everything you do is not just for your own will, but you're doing everything out of your will just so that you protect the interest of God and you help the faith of others. That is spiritual maturity. When you're ready to sustain injury for this gospel, that is spiritual maturity. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. It's a level of spiritual maturity. It's another level of what? Sacrifice. That is spiritual maturity. So the highest level of spiritual maturity is seen in your level of submission. A man that is truly obedient is a man that has no option. When someone says you're spiritually mature, it means you don't have any option. It's your first, it's your last, it's your beginning, it's your end. Seek ye first the kingdom, and every other thing shall be added first. This is your weight in the spirit. This is your capacity in the spirit. This is your ability in the spirit. What do you contain? This is spiritual stability. What is your capacity? What can you carry? What can you carry? What do you contain? What do you weigh? How light are you? How heavy are you in the spirit? Are you light in the spirit or are you heavy in the spirit? Jesus said something to Peter. He says, I pray for you because the enemy wants to blow you like a chaff. That is because he does not have stability. He was praying for Peter. So when the storms of life come pushing, how ready are you? Are you strong in God? Or are you a type that comes to confess Jesus today and tomorrow when the vicissitude of life come pushing, or when circumstances comes, or when situation comes, or when life gets tough, you backslide, you fall? Or how strong are you?